Hello everyone and welcome to The Medium, playing a brand new Xbox exclusive that was developed by Bloober Team that's basically just come out. It released this morning for me, but I've been working. So I'm going to sit down and give it a look. It is a psychological horror experience. So let's scratch that itch and have a look and see what this new game's all about. I'm very excited to see a new exclusive being brought to the table from a Microsoft studio. The first of many to come, as we know that they have acquired quite a few studios and are slowly going to be releasing all of those for us. So this is it's great for me because I primarily play on my Xbox, and Game Pass is a godsend. It's absolutely incredible. So being able to play these brand new releases on Game Pass is incredible. I love the ability to do that. Do I need to buy an Xbox game ever again? I don't really know, because the model just works so well. But without further ado, let's get into The Medium and see what lies ahead. The default is actually to have the HUD off, which is very interesting. I'm curious about that because it now makes me want to be like, well, should I just leave it? Should I leave the HUD to be off? Toggle on-screen UI display off. See how we go. Can obviously change it later on. And there's our control scheme, so we can hold the left trigger to run, LB insight, spirit blast, spirit shield, climbing, having an out-of-body experience, and there's two interact buttons, one with the material world and one with the spirit world, because I do see the fact that we're going to be splitting ourselves between two different realities, which is very interesting. So let's start a new game and see what the hell this is all about. Very, very curious.
It all starts with a dead girl.
It's one way to start your game.
Ever since I was little, I've had this dream. It's the end of summer. A girl is running through the woods. The moon, the scent of pines. And then the gunshot. It always felt so real. The blood on my cheek, the cold sweat running down my skin. I'd managed to convince myself it really happened. This scarred memory. A part of me I could never fully understand. Well, that wasn't the only part. No wonder people used to think I was strange. If they only knew. That day when the phone rang, it was the hardest day of my life. The day I went home to say goodbye to my father. Dress him up for his last journey. Put him in a suit, fix his tie. Simple. Just the things he did every day. But looking through his stuff wasn't easy. I needed a moment to pull myself together. I was almost ready.
Oh.
I just had to find his special tape clip.
Okay, so this is the day of the dressing up the father for their funeral. I like the way that the camera is done, because I've barely looked into gameplay. I've barely looked into any gameplay, because I was like, I want to experience this and I want to see it when it comes out. I don't really need to look into it that much. So I didn't know if it was going to be like a third-person sort of adventure experience, but it looks like we've got a little bit of a fixed camera going on, at least for in the beginning, which is cool. And then we get a first-person angle to look at items. So are we set in the year 1999? Memorial, funeral at 10, ultrasound, Our Lady of the Rosary, biopsy, send package to Marianne, neurologist visit, funeral at 12:30, ultrasound, neurosurgeon visit, funeral at 9, funeral at 11, pick up Marianne from train station, All Saints Day, All Souls Day, surgery. Okay, so this looks like it's someone's calendar of the funerals that they've got to do throughout the day, with a couple of things to do with Marianne. Interesting movements here. Alright, I can't run at this point, but let's go into the next room. Okay. Oh! Horror game!
Nice to see you too.
Cat jump scare. Yeah, it's fixed camera perspective. Resident Evil fans, rejoice. You got a horror game with some fixed cameras, and it's a bit more dynamic because it actually kind of follows and moves along with you. That's cool. Yeah, no, this is actually awesome. Funeral home key. Yes, let's put that in the cat bowl. It's a good idea.
Looks nourishing.
Ah. Okay, so you can pick up your items this way. And then, oh, you can combine items. Interesting. Items and memos. Cool. Well, let's feed the cat then. Always feed the cat, guys.
What's your face?
What's your face?
Glad to see you're still kicking around.
Always feed your cat. You fed the cat in Jack's apartment, so Jack is the one. I've disabled the achievement pop-ups, but you'll still hear the noise because it comes up on my computer, which I have tried to turn off, but for some reason it won't. So I can at least see the noise pop up on my computer when I get an achievement. Yeah, so set in 1999. It's like the first Silent Hill all over again. Symbolic funeral of the Caesar mine. Good morning, Krakow. Oh, that's awesome. I love that it's not like a modern set, like, story in, like, you know, here's your modern phones and technology. Like, I love the idea of setting a thriller, something like that's like psychological horror based in the 90s, or, like, you know, before.
Still here. Oh, Jack.
Yeah, before we had all of the you know, all of the technology come in. We've got our goddamn dark room and stuff in here where we're developing all of the film photography. That's so cool. What, can I develop film here? How to develop photos. Illuminate photo for 5 seconds. Dip in multigrade. Dip in stop. And dip in fixer. I assume that's multigrade, stop, and fixer. Oh, hang on. No, they've got bottles. It's the other way. Multigrade, stop, fixer. It's the other way around. And that's where you can sit the photo, I guess. Are these the photos?
I guess I forgot about this one. I can do it now.
Cool. All right, let's illuminate photo for 5 seconds. Cool. It made clicking noises for 5 seconds, so I assume that's all good. Now we put it in multigrade for 3 seconds. I guess you could use this as a timer. Oh, no, you can't. You can't just tick it anymore. Cool. 1, 2, 3. Cool. Multi-graded photo, yep. And dip it in stop for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Water bathed photo. We're almost there. And then the final one is dip in fixer for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3.
That was the last photo I took of you, Jack.
Look at that!
Shoot.
Woo! I developed my own film photo. Look at that. Turned out beautifully. So I guess Jack is the father in that case. So this is Jack's apartment. I knew it's Jack's apartment, but I didn't know Jack was the name of the father. So whose calendar is that? Because it specifically just mentions Marianne. And then a bunch of different funerals, so unless someone else is living here. Hello, cat.
Jack's room. It's like he never... Damn it.
That's where I'll get the suit clip from, probably on the wall, maybe.
Jack was a humble, religious man. He ran a funeral home, and I'd help out whenever I could. It felt good to be useful.
Oh, okay. Jack ran the funeral home, so that's what the calendar is for. This game fails. You cannot pat the cat, guys. There's no X button to pat the cat. We can feed the cat, so it gets a half point, but we can't pat the cat. We all know that that's a fail.
I used to think I'd never fit in. But Jack, he didn't mind my weirdness. He kept telling me I was special.
I like that it goes into first-person view to actually, like, inspect something closer instead of keeping it at the fixed camera angle for you to figure it out.
Who do you think's gonna feed you now?
Yeah, what are you doing, lady? Lady cat? Rude.
Jack was part of the Solidarity movement. He spent a few months in an internment camp, but even that couldn't dampen his spirit.
The details in this is really cool. I thought we would have gotten a clip on that wall, but maybe it's this. Nope, it's not in there.
Where'd you put it? Okay. Let's do this the other way.
Ooh. Press and hold to activate insight. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's great. Huh. I love that. Our little insight ability. That's awesome. Get to the funeral home.
Okay,
Is there anything else I can do?
Jack's waiting downstairs. Time to say goodbye.
Can I activate insight? I can. I can activate insight on command. Wonder if that's just to find things that I can't normally find, or whether that actually will give me additional information. I guess we'll have to experiment and see. It looks like the way out, so I just wanted to check down this hallway and have a look. I really love how this game is framed. Like, could you imagine seeing like Silent Hill in these sorts of like in this sort of graphic with this sort of like movement, like running around, like getting huge like fixed camera perspective Resident Evil and also some Silent Hill vibes.
Interesting.
Yep, 1984. Your leisurely bath time reading. Yeah, I'm loving the camera angle a lot. That's so cool.
We lived upstairs from Jack's funeral home. It wasn't as weird as it sounds. Besides, if it wasn't for that, I may never have learned to use my powers.
Maybe this is the place that I'm supposed to go. Is there like a... I don't know if there's a map that we have. Just the memos. We can use insight when we're not inspecting something as well. Cool. It's really bizarre because it's actually raining really heavily today where I am. So just like playing a game where it's also raining really heavily. Full immersion. Fully immersed. It's actually my favorite... Okay, we can't go back. Okay, there was a door that we missed because I thought that might have been the exit, but that's okay. This is a blind new playthrough, not a 100% playthrough, but it's a shame because there was probably more information I could have gathered. That's okay. The details of this are incredible. I love it. Yeah, I love the heavily rainy days, and it's always a shame because they never really last long. You get like a lot of rain and then it stops very soon, and you're like, oh, can we just have like a day of nice rain? And today's looking like one of those days, which is really nice.
Jack taught me to accept my condition. Of all my foster parents, he was the only one who saw it as a gift and not a curse.
My controller is like vibrating heavily here. Like super heavily. Is there anything that I'm able to do here? I'm just getting like constant vibrations in my controller. Nothing's coming up when I use Insight. Oh, hang on, there's something on the wall here. The Last Goodbye Funeral Home. And now it's no longer vibrating, so when I'm out here... It started when I was here. No, now the vibrating's gone. That's really strange. I don't know if that was like a specific game thing or not. Whether it's just the game messing with you, vibrating your controller for no reason. The Last Goodbye Funeral Home. Cool, so that's where I've got to go.
Yeah. Who doesn't?
Need to get out. This is so cool. It's like, it's funny because it reminds me of, there's a video that was released only recently, which was the someone like modding a concept of what Resident Evil 7 would look like with like a fixed camera perspective, and it looked really cool. So like, this reminds me of that completely.
Jackson.
Get to the funeral home. That's the prep room, so let's look elsewhere. Never go exactly where we need to go straight away on purpose. Because there's always other things to get. I love the design of all the interiors. It's really cool.
Here it is.
I needed the prep room key anyway, so that's fine. Record of funeral. Name of deceased, Adam Nowak. Car accident. Miss Nowak brought funeral payment confirmation today. It's in the cabinet. Robert took Friday off. We need to find someone else for the funeral, Marianne. Jack and Marianne. Got all of the urns happening. Okay. This is a no-go, so I'm just opening this door with the prep room key. See, it asked me to adjust the brightness, and it looks pretty good, but when it's dark, it's dark. So I'm having a look at how it appears, and I mean, if you want to keep it dark, I think the lighting is very effective, but yeah, there will be periods where it looks like it's going to get very dark. adding to the drama. It'd be really weird, like, being literally in your own funeral home. Dead in your own funeral home.
Not sure if I'm ready for this.
Having a funeral in your own funeral home. Yeah, because we got to pull him out of the freezer and put his tie clip on. Whose jacket is that? I inspected 25 objects in a single playthrough. The game really picks, like, life really picks the best moments to, like, drop a poster hanging on my wall in the background. You're about to put a tie clip on a dead person. Crash the poster down, jump scare in real life. Like, god damn it. Looks like I need an actual tie.
Your special clip? No. Where's your tie?
I think it was just literally just behind us, yeah. Combine the clip with the tie. Cool.
Snazzy. You wouldn't have it any other way. I didn't expect this to be easy. I guess I didn't know what to expect. When things get personal, it just burns you from the inside out. There. I guess you're ready. But am I?
Oh yeah, it's a cremation into an urn, right? Not an actual open casket funeral. Is this going to be Is this an incinerator? Because I saw a bunch of urns in the room, so maybe.
Can't you people read? The sign says closed.
I thought it was going to actually trigger like an incinerator, like getting cremated effect, but no. We're going into the horror instead. We got the lights flickering and we're checking upstairs. Um. Okay. Honestly, though, how effective is fixed perspective? Fixed perspective is so fucking effective with horror because you're like, what the hell is around the corner? Because you can't peek around the corner. Whenever I am in a third-person game, I will take advantage of it, and I'll peek around the corner. I'll try and see what I can glimpse. In fixed perspective, you have no choice. You have to enter the next area to see what happens.
What the hell?
Oh, the chairs have moved.
Guess you felt it too, huh? And then it happened. As it did so many times before. Just when I thought my day couldn't get any worse.
Ooh.
Where is that darn notebook? I'm gonna be late. I need to find that. Marianne? Marianne, are you crying, my child?
It's fine, Jack.
Now, you didn't happen to see my notebook, did you, darling? My memory's a bit fuzzy. So much for aging gracefully, eh? Where is that?
Listen, Jack. You should probably get some rest. Forget the notebook.
Oh, no. I've got so much work, my dear.
It's okay,
No, I can't just... What?
Let it go. It's not important.
You are crying. What's wrong, dear? Oh, why is it so cold in here? Where is that?
It's okay, Jack. It's okay.
My sweet little Marianne. What would I ever do without you?
Jack, don't worry about it. It's time to get some rest.
Oh, Marianne.
Yeah?
Oh, I'm worried about the surgery. When I'm at the hospital, are you sure you're going to be all right?
Yes, Jack. It's gonna be fine.
You know, I promised myself once I would never let anything happen to you. Not while I'm around.
I'll be fine. I promise.
No risky stuff, then. Huh? All right?
All right, Jack. Now, get some rest.
I need... Oh, yes. Be good, Marianne. I love you, my child. I've loved you since the moment you walked into my life. Remember that. Always.
That was...
Most people would give anything to have that opportunity. To say all the things that were left unsaid. But it didn't make things any easier. I could help 1,000 souls cross over, but when it came to Jack, it still hurt like hell. I love you too, Daddy. I used to think everyone saw the world the way I did. divided, torn between two realities. But no, I was the only one. Or so I thought. We're closed. There's another funeral home across town. I can give you the number.
Marianne,
Who is this?
you don't know me, Marianne, but I know you.
Look, if this is a joke,
You need to listen to me, Marianne.
okay, I'm hanging up.
I know what you are.
What? Who is this?
My name is Thomas. I need your help.
Listen, if that's all you've got, I'm...
No, there's more. I can give you the answers you've been looking for your whole life. But I need you to trust me.
Trust you. I don't even know you.
It all starts with a dead girl.
What did you say?
The Neva Resort. Find me there. Please. The light, it's almost gone. It's not dark yet, but it's getting there. You're the only one who can stop it. You're my only chance.
Hello? Hello? Shit.
That's super intense, dude. That whole scene, like actually seeing the dual realities was crazy. Bloober team. So Marianne is able to guide the souls to the other side. It's a very interesting concept. And someone knows who she is, or what she is. I mean, this is certainly one way to set the mood in an introduction like this. Because it's all set in a realistic location. Like, all of those locations that we're seeing, or at least some of them, we've literally just walked through or around. I'm very, very intrigued. Because I'm hoping that this is like good, effective, thought-provoking horror story, you know? Not, it's spooky and like cliche jump scares and, you know, stuff like that. Like, this intro is great. This intro is great. There we go, the medium. That was a great little setup. So you just kind of hope that it carries that same sort of intrigue. It doesn't just fall back on effective. Sorry, not effective. It falls back on like cliche horror tropes. But there we go. We sent Jack's spirit away. So that's the first part of the... Looks like that was the first part of the game. The introduction complete.
And off I went, on nothing but a hunch. A call from a complete stranger. But I'd learned to trust my instincts, and there was something about this guy, his voice. Felt like I should know him. Either way, he sure seemed to know me.
We love a biker gal. One hell of a meeting place. The game says it's best experienced with headphones, and I agree.
The Neva Workers Resort. Right off the bat, I could feel there was something off about that place.
Oh, really? Yeah. Headphones are really, really effective in this. I'm getting a lot of little subtle sounds in my head from this. So check the map. Well, that's about as good as we can do. I can't do my insight. My insight isn't working. These camera angles, I'm obsessed. They're so good. Ah.
Keep me out, Neva?
Okay, so we can climb over. Let me check this room to the side first. Before we go in here and explore the rest of the Niwa outpost, I'll take a quick break and then resume. Okay, so let's continue. We'll go check out in here
Anyone
before we
home?
climb.
I guess
Before we
not.
climb over the fence. Got a groundskeeper's postcard. I found a postcard from the groundskeeper. Niwa says hello. Niwa says hello. You would love it here, my dear. Amazing day room for kids and free art lessons. Lots of families. And the hotel is huge. I've never seen anything like it. Wish you could be here with me. Miss you. F. Sent to Josephine. Okay, interesting. It looks like it might be all that we've got, and then it shows us, the camera shows us a nice little angle of the dumpster outside.
What the? Hello? Thomas?
Interesting. So looks out there, nothing that I can see. Alright, let's climb over. Now, if I was having a look, it says that if I hold the left trigger I can run. But I've been holding it, and I am not able to run. So I'm genuinely not sure what's happening there. I really am just only walking. I'm also going to just have a look in terms of the brightness, because look, if it bumps it up, it's gonna take away from it a bit. But I'll put it up a little bit just to see if that kind of if that helps to see the ridiculously dark areas that occur.
I have to do better than that.
It does make me wonder if it's just because we're in sort of like the opening segment that there's no ability for me to run at this point, or whether it's bugged.
Not a whole lot of people knew about Neva.
I think it's just being more
It
cinematic.
used to be a government-owned vacation resort.
Now I can run.
Stopped. And so an urban legend was born. The Neva Massacre. The details were always fuzzy. Crazed workers, ancient curses. You know, the usual.
Cool. So as soon as I'm talking about it, I'm like, come on, I should be able to run, right? And then it finally allows me to. Again, when we're inside or in a conjoined location, that's where the fixed cameras are really really noticeable. But in this, when you're in an outside area, it seems that they focus more on just having the camera follow you from a distance. But and it still changes to a fixed angle, but it's very cinematic. It's very intentional. Like it's going to have it like sit over this side, so you kind of go past the pole, through the branches. Like it's like when you're outside, it almost looks like someone is watching you, camera angle, right? Like someone's up above here looking at us walking through and following us, or someone's behind this branch here looking at us. Like it's that sort of camera angle, and it's very, very effective, which I really like. That's really cool. So being able to mix that very dynamic camera with fixed angle is so good. I think that's what people were kind of... I remember there being a discussion around the time of the Resident Evil 2 remake, and people were actually thinking and hoping for a bit of that, like keeping the dynamic, keeping fixed camera angle, but make it a bit more dynamic. I don't know if that's the case because I haven't actually looked at the game. I just know that those were people's thoughts when the game was coming out. They were wondering, based on trailer footage, if it was going to be a mixture of like third person over the shoulder, just like the Resident Evil games that we've had with like RE4, 5, and 6, or if it'll be a mixture with fixed camera angles as well. Oh, interesting. Oh, that's cool. Alright, we're following a child's footsteps through Insight. Doesn't look like we have a limit necessarily. We can just kind of hold it down and we're able to just utilize it. It's very effective when you've activated it, and the controller, because you can choose the vibration intensity, just has a very low constant vibration at the moment. Have we still got... There we go. Still got the trail. There's some beautiful environments. Ooh, the handprint goes away.
What's this?
T&K 1968. I can't interact with anything, just that I can read it. Man, all you would need to do right now is just add some fog in here, and you got yourself the opening of Silent Hill 2, walking through the forest with and then you just have the weird growling animal noises from a distance. Okay, so we're now looking at handprints on the trees. It's just like a mushroom on the ground there. Okay.
Huh. Looks like an old fort. Might be my way in.
Wow. Warning, due to the recently unearthed remains, renovation works have been suspended pending archaeological examination.
Something happened here.
This is your classic video game trope of press X to squeeze through tight angle camera following behind. We love putting your character in an enclosed space.
The spirit come and go.
Jesus.
If a place had a story to tell, well, I guess I was there to listen.
Interesting. I love her appearance in the other world. And I say otherworld because it gives off otherworld vibes, like the whole environment being the same but like different, and like looks like it's made of a different structure and material, and everything's all sort of like weird and gross. Like you can taste the inspiration that came from previous titles before, both in those well-known horror franchises of Silent Hill and Resident Evil. This is one of those Silent Hill ones, though. They took the otherworld concept almost, and instead of just having it change for you as a character in the one world, you are split between two. And there are things that you can see in both, and this is why we have a different button to interact with objects in this world and our world.
The place felt old and soaked in misery. Figures, I guess. 1,000 years of history doesn't just happen. It's paid for. But even in the deepest darkness, light can linger. Lonely, fragile, waiting for someone to embrace it.
Look at this. Look at that. That's fucking fantastic. I want to go into first person mode. I wish that I could just like go into first person and look at that. That looks fucking incredible.
As I absorbed the energy, I wondered who it was that left it behind. A dying soldier whispering the name of his beloved? Or maybe just glad to be done with this world.
So you just press it, and now my arm is kind of lit up a little bit. Holding it or tapping it doesn't make a difference. You can just keep drawing from it. That's some fantastic imagery. Okay. Let's go down this way, because there was something here.
I figured I could use it.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Oh, this is the Spirit Blast. Okay, yeah, I've absorbed something that I can then use on this. RT to charge a Spirit Blast, let go to unleash.
Oh, so that worked.
I use Spirit Blast to create electricity.
These
And then...
powers of mine. As much.
If I interact with something, it cuts off the dialogue, which is kind of a shame. You can choose where to have your focus. Interesting. Well, that's cool. It looks like I could go back potentially and get more, but we'll just go with what the game's given us and told us to do. This looks like the end of the spirit world. And we now just have to go out of the gate in the real world. Or not. Yes? Yeah, it'll convert back. Jesus. To the intense flashes.
So there I was, existing in two worlds, but never really living in either.
Got our fire hazard, yep. It's like you just like don't even realize I have the ability to run sometimes. I'm just kind of like so sucked in that I'm just enjoying walking through it all.
Oh. What happened to you?
Interesting. That doesn't look good on the neck there. Yeah. Interesting. I was trying to see. Yeah, there's a crossroads. I was like, this looks like a fork in the road. The camera wants me to go that way. So I'm thinking, let's just have a look down here. What is this? Wow.
What the hell?
Oh, it's a... Oh, what the hell? It's the monkey with the symbols. What? Not creepy at all. Literally like evil cymbal clapping monkey left on the middle of this gravestone. Nothing else to look at or engage with. Interesting. Ooh, now that's a great shot to use. Look how fucking good these camera angles are. Like, my cinematography loving brain is just so happy right now. They're making good choices with everything. It's just the one thing that matters the most is how good's the story gonna be in your horror game, you know?
What the hell are you, Neva? The aura in that place. I've seen others like it, but never this intense. It was like a landfill of memories, emotions, and none of them good.
You're getting these weird little Chernobyl vibes. Oh, make my way deeper into the resort. I've reached the hotel. Hold LB and move to find an echo.
I'm here. No,
Found an echo.
definitely something. Trust me, you made the right call sending me. Yes. It's only a matter of time.
Found an echo of a mysterious cola.
Even the objects here had auras. When I touched them, I could sense their stories. Words, images, feelings left behind.
That's cool. Ooh, the footsteps are still here. Okay. Let's go up the stairs. Knock on the front door and see who answers. It's locked, baby.
Hello? Anybody in there? Locked. Obviously. There's gotta be another way. Ah. I think there's a broken window up there. If only I could reach it.
Well, you were looking at something in here before.
Shit. The handle's missing.
Ah.
Maybe I could replace it with something. Well, I've already proven my prowess as a dumpster climber.
Sadness. Giggles. I think what's interesting as well is it has that same approach to the old survival horror games where it's like you need to find an object in a different location to then put this in and progress and like get that feeling of progression. But they're making it a bit more engaging and dynamic with the protagonist by actually making them sort of speak about it. Because I know in older games it would be more of a thing that we would have to kind of figure out for ourselves. Let me just use the phone handle as a door handle. Okay, let's just see if we can go down in different directions and see if we can find anything.
I sense something.
We got the steps. You can see like the direction that they ran in. So are we sensing like a spirit of someone in the past who played hopscotch? It seems. I don't know if there's anything else that we can do with that information because it only allows us to like look at it or then go back. So let's go check out the other side. The fog's starting to come in now though, isn't it? Getting a little bit of those foggy vibes happening. Isn't it cozy, guys? Isn't it comfy? Doesn't it just feel good? There's something about it that just makes you feel happy to see it. In terms of just like, this is like the type of like,
Hey, old-timer.
type of little horror.
It's a fine machine like you doing in a place like this.
Little type of horror vibes that people were craving, you
Doubling
know.
as a spare bedroom, apparently.
Like people love the concept of having that nice atmosphere with the fog and the spooky atmosphere to boot. All about it. Another F postcard. Honest work, my love. Summer in full swing. The resort is stuffed to the gills. And you know what that means. More work for yours truly, but it's good work. Honest work. Mr. Rakowitz said he'd like to keep me on. Can you believe it? I won't screw this up. Not this time. Promise. And what was he doing?
You don't
Sleeping?
mind if I pop your trunk?
What was he doing? Sleeping in his car?
Not much here. Although, this could come in handy.
Screwdriver. Cool.
Ow!
Oh.
Shit! What the hell? No one here. Or was there?
Ha! Or was there? And then the marking on the actual horn. Someone in the other world, perhaps? Super interesting. Looks like we'll be using the screwdriver as a makeshift door handle at this rate. New Soviet spacecraft soon to depart. Handheld mobile phones, the future of communication? Global eradication of smallpox, the greatest medical achievement of our times. Again, I've already mentioned it, but I love that this is set in the 90s. I love that so much. Alright, well, let's go with the screwdriver and see if that is purely the only answer that we need to open that door and then climb up into the broken window in the dumpster. Yeah, cool.
So began the great dumpster heist of 1999.
Huge, like, Chernobyl vibes. All the abandoned sort of Soviet-type buildings and environments.
I'm starting to get tired of your shit, Neva. You better be worth it.
So interesting that she, like, talks to the location of Neva as if it's, like, an actual place. There we go. Oh, is that a red dot? What was that? It's like a red light on her face for a second there. Must have been seeing things. We've gotten inside the hotel and we've got to search for Thomas in here. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to leave this one here now that we've made it into the hotel. That's a cozy little first hour of the medium, and I think it's off to a really good start. I'm really interested in what they're doing. Again, I just am finding out if it's the story that's going to be good and it's going to keep me engaged. But I'm really loving the environments, the way that they're doing the camera, engaging with items, the additional dialogue and reading like notes and memos and stuff is really cool. Getting some good horror game vibes, and you can tell that they're focusing more on the atmosphere and what's happening around you, and it's not so much like jump scare and someone jumping out of you and all these weird horror tropes. Like, it's got a couple of like flashy things that happen all of a sudden, but I don't think they're necessarily the points that are supposed to scare you. They're just supposed to be a bit like shocking and unsettling. But wouldn't say I'm necessarily scared. But we're in the first hour, and I'm very curious to see how that continues. I was more scared in my first hour of Silent Hill 2, and we know that, but we'll give it time to breathe. We'll give it time, and we'll see how we go if we continue playing. So, guys, thank you so much for watching this first hour of The Medium. Let me know what you thought. Let me know what you're thinking of the game if you've played it as well. How it's just come out. So if you've got any fresh thoughts, let me know, or if you're just enjoying watching. So yeah, let me know what you think, and hopefully we'll see more gameplay from The Medium. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.